Karen Bass has waged war on the Trump administration in an attempt to protect illegal immigrants in Los Angeles.
Just finished working with our city attorney to file a lawsuit because we have to stop this mess. You know, the idea of having troops go through the park and disrupt the children's summer camp or drive through the streets and just pick people off the streets. We don't know if a kidnapping is happening or what. And so our city attorney is leading the way. We're filing a lawsuit. We're calling for an injunction for this to stop. We need to remember who we are as a country. I'm very clear as to who we are as a city, and I'm clear about my job, which is to make sure that this city is safe for all Angelenos, regardless of when you came here, what country you came from, or why. We got to stop it. And I know, you know what? We're going to stand strong because this city is united. We are not divided, and we're not going to let anybody divide us.
And whilst Karen Bass has an inflated sense of her own self-importance, Border Patrol Chief Greg Bavino gave the mayor a reality check.
The federal government is not leaving LA. I don't work for Karen Bass. The federal government doesn't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here till that mission's accomplished, as I said, and better get used to us now because this is going to be normal very soon.
And Border Czar Tom Homan doubled down, saying he will not hesitate to prosecute Bass if she or any other official impedes federal enforcement.
They can't impede our enforcement efforts. They can't put hands on our officers. They can't knowingly harbor and conceal illegal aliens from us. I said, so if they cross that line, they're going to be prosecuted. And the question was, well, how about Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom? What if they cross that line? I says, they'll be prosecuted too. Haven't they said for the last 4 years, no one's above the law? They cross the line, we'll seek prosecution. You and I would be held accountable. They prosecuted President Trump. No one's above the law. That's what they said. Either is the Governor Newsom. If he crosses that line, we'll simply ask the Attorney General to seek prosecution. It wasn't a threat. No one threatened to arrest him. But if he crosses that line and commits a crime, he's no better than anybody else who will seek prosecution.
Online commentators applauded the federal reaction to Bass's lunacy, with this person saying politicians should not have a get-out-of-jail-free card. But some commentators are growing restless, calling for Bass's arrest right now. This commentator said, less talky, more arresty. But commentator Tommy Lauren has another solution. Flood LA with ICE agents every time Karen Bass complains.
This is a moron. I think the far more effective thing to do is just to send more ICE agents, honestly. I think the more that they bitch and scream and moan about it, I think you send more. And every time Karen Bass goes on public TV, I think you send 5 more agents. And I think every time she opens her mouth, you send 5 more. And I think you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. It's like, okay, you keep about it and now we just sent more. And like, it's like, shut up. Shut up. Yeah. Because now we're not just going after the violent criminal ones. We're going after the ones that are still illegally in our country. And guess what? Those are going to be people that you think prop up your economy. So every time you talk, more ICE agents are coming. And then if you want to have your people attack and assault them, then we're going to send in more National Guard. And on the process shall go until you understand that you cannot compete with the Trump administration on this.
Bass's lawsuit comes after she made a spectacle of herself over the weekend, screaming at ICE agents to leave and physically blocking their operations in MacArthur Park.
I am going to say,
Mayor Bass, I need to get my phone and we're departing.
Okay. All right.
Karen Bass.
Mayor Bass.
Any comment, Mayor Bass?
Thank you.
Mayor Bass, any comment?
Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak
Just
with?
wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
They will be leaving soon.
Mayor Bass, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
I had a customer.
Wow.
Bass then doubled down after her dramatic scene in an attempt to justify her actions, posting on X, "This is footage from today in MacArthur Park. Minutes before, there were more than 20 kids playing. Then, the military comes through. The second I heard about this, I went to the park to speak to the person in charge to tell them it needed to end now. Absolutely outrageous." But this Los Angeles local disproved the mayor, explaining just how dire the situation at MacArthur Park is and how necessary ICE are in the area.
Even driving by MacArthur Park feels dangerous, okay? I'm not exaggerating. Ask anybody who lives in LA and they will tell you the same. It is literally infested with people who look like zombies and dope dealers standing there literally selling drugs right in front of you, nonstop. And the city of Los Angeles does nothing about this. Governor Gavin Newsom does nothing about this, okay? MacArthur Park is a safety hazard. It is a danger zone. It is a park that is so bad, it should probably be shut down and turned into something else. That is how unsafe that park is. So, is it appropriate for ICE and military presence to show up at MacArthur Park and scare everybody off? Absolutely.
Meanwhile, LA locals are livid at Bass for taking on a new agenda in the form of ICE, whilst ignoring the victims of the Palisade fires who are still homeless and struggling to rebuild their lives. This commentator remarked, as Karen Bass fights ICE from deporting criminals, only 1% of the victims of the Palisades fires have been issued permits to rebuild. CA Dems didn't have water to put out the fires and now won't give victims permits, but she's fighting ICE. Communist.